Members of Congress are demanding to know why FEMA chose a one-person company to provide 30 million meals to hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico. In October, the agency awarded a nearly $156 million contract to Atlanta businesswoman Tiffany Brown. She is the sole operator of Tribute Contracting. As first reported in the New York Times, she delivered fewer than 50,000 meals before the contract was canceled. Tens of thousands of unused meals now sit inside this storage locker. David Begnaud got a look inside. He joins us from Atlanta. Good morning, David.
John, good morning. Here are the meals. They're small, but this will make one big meal for one person every day. This is chicken and rice. It's better than the Skittles and Vienna sausage we saw in some packages in Puerto Rico. Look, you talked about the congressional members. They have sent out a letter saying essentially that FEMA is to blame for selecting a woman who had no real disaster experience prior to this.
My biggest regret was that the people of Puerto Rico did not get the food.
What was your biggest mistake?
Not asking for more help on this project.
Tiffany Brown says she had the best of intentions when she told FEMA she could send 30 million meals to Puerto Rico. Even without any experience in a large-scale disaster, the agency approved her bid in just 3 days.
This would have been probably the biggest thing you've ever done.
Yes, absolutely. For most people, yes. And you pour the water in it.
Her plan was to outsource production of self-heating meals to a large processing company in Texas and a corporate caterer in Atlanta who had just 11 employees.
Did you really think that 11 people were going to do millions of meals?
She told me she was experienced with this work, and as time went on, that she would be able to hire additional people to scale up.
The first 50,000 meals arrived in Puerto Rico late and separated from their heating bags. FEMA refused to distribute them and rejected more than 75,000 additional meals that were on the way. Brown, who describes herself as a diva, mogul, author, and idealist on Twitter, was paid $255,000. Her company, Tribute Contracting, has had 5 prior government contracts, all terminated. One agency even said she was ineligible for any more bids until January 2019.
Big day. I love you.
Renowned chef Jose Andres, who through his charity has provided more than 3 million meals to hurricane victims in Puerto Rico, responded to our story on Twitter saying Tiffany Brown has nothing to do with the larger problem. The people at FEMA awarding this contract should be fired, he tweeted.
We had a plan. We had it mapped out.
Kendra Robinson is that Atlanta caterer who says she's made about 70,000 meals that are just sitting in storage.
So who's to blame here?
Bad management of FEMA. It can't be a small business that did everything they could to be a part of the solution.
Tiffany Brown says there's one more big thing. FEMA didn't want to pay her up front. They wanted to pay her down the road. And that, she says, forced her to find subcontractors who were willing to take a risk and wait to be paid later. Norah, Ms. Brown has been paid $255,000 so far, but she's appealing to FEMA for $70 million more.
Wow.
What?
What does she want that $70 million for?
She says she deserves it. She'll never get that $156 million, but she thinks the money that she spent out of pocket, and remember, she's got to pay the subcontractors, so she's asking for $70 million. Who knows if she'll ever see it?
But she didn't deliver, though. That's a very interesting question and
It's
quite a bold request, I have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.